After a year of playing CQB every single week, this is the setup that works every time, and I'll show you exactly why. Today, I'm breaking down my full CQB loadout, my rifle, my pistol, and a battle belt that ties it all together. I'll go over why I chose each part, how it performs in real games, and the changes I'll make if I was rebuilding it from scratch. Let's start with the rifle. I started with a VFC BCM MCMR Mark II gas blowback rifle. And this is what it looked like right out the box. Over time, I swapped out the hop-up unit and the inner barrel, the accessories, as well as the buffer system. And this is what the rifle currently looks like now. I'll break down what each upgrade does and whether or not it was actually worth it. I'll start with the upgrades that made the biggest difference and then work my way down to the more optional ones. First, the optic. One of the most important things you can invest in for any rifle, especially for a gas blowback rifle, is a high quality red dot that will hold zero under recoil. I personally recommend the Holosun 403B or the newer ARO. I have used the 403B a lot, and it's been amazing so far. I think spending a little extra on a real steel budget optic like the 403B gives you noticeably better glass quality and build quality compared to most Airsoft specific optics. Another thing I noticed is that my astigmatism is so much better on the Holosun compared to other optics that I've tried. For example, the Romeo 5 from 6 Hour. Just make sure you're also getting a lens protector. Trust me, it's protecting your wallet more than it is your optic. But here's the part most people don't think about. Does your face protection actually let you see the dot? With the stock Holosun riser and my paintball mask, I need to do some head gymnastics to get a proper sight picture. And during my first game, my accuracy was terrible. So I highly recommend getting a Unity style riser just like this one. Raising your optic by just a little bit makes a huge difference for those wearing paintball masks. It'll let you get a fast and clean sight picture without having to fight your gear. Next, I found the accuracy with the stock hop-up chamber and bucking wasn't really good enough. There were some occasional flyers, and at 10 meters, the grouping was just alright. Thankfully, the VFC M4 platform is really well supported. A company called 4UAD makes a upgraded hop-up chamber and bucking specific for this platform. And pairing those with a unicorn inner barrel, the difference was huge. At the muzzle, I'm running an Ace-Tech tracer unit. The main reason I run a tracer unit is pretty simple. It actually lets me see where my shots are going. That helps me make quick adjustments in game, and also lets you, the viewer, follow what's happening more clearly during gameplay footage. And in low light games, your shots look insanely cool. There's nothing quite like watching a stream of glowing BBs fly downrange. If you ask me which upgrades matter the most, I'll say this. First, it is the optic with a proper riser, and don't forget your wallet protector. Then it is your upgraded hop-up chamber, bucking, and inner barrel. Last but not least, it is a good tracer unit. These are the upgrades that made the biggest difference to how my rifle actually performs on the field, and they're the ones that you should prioritize getting first. The rest of the accessories, like this flashlight, stock, grip, and even this real steel buffer, are all personal preference. Right now, I'm running a Olight Odin S, a Magpul CTR stock, and a Magpul MOE K2 Plus grip. At the end of the day, this is just airsoft. You can do whatever you want to your rifle. Airsoft is about looking cool and building something that feels right for you. So customize it however you like. But when my rifle does run dry, that's when the pistol takes over. This here is my Novritsch SSP5. It is extremely snappy, has low recoil, and can fire at a pretty high rate. Honestly, I haven't upgraded too much on it, because when I'm running my rifle, I almost never need to pull out the pistol for any long-range engagements. And during pistol-only games, the stock performance has been more than enough. So instead of throwing upgrades at it, I keep it stock and reliable. The only accessories I can really recommend for this pistol are a tracer unit and the holster adapter. The tracer is mainly for visually tracking your shots and for getting cleaner gameplay footage, just like the rifle. And the holster adapter, which lets me lock the sidearm into the Novritsch universal holster, just like this. And this is the perfect segue to the battle belt. The battle belt is arguably the most important part of my CQB setup. This is what handles my reloads, my pistol, and everything that I need without slowing me down. My belt is built specifically for those short and fast-paced skirmishes, the 10 to 15 minute round games. The goal of this belt is to carry everything that I need for a game, all my rifle mags, pistol mags, and even grenades if I'm feeling spicy that day. No chest rig, no plate carrier, just the belt doing all the work. You might ask, why only a battle belt? Why not split the load between a chest rig or a plate carrier so you can carry even more mags and gear? For me, the answer comes down to your ability to feel a hit. From my experience, anything thick on your chest or torso can make it harder to feel hits. Airsoft is an honor-based game and most people are pretty chill. But every once in a while, someone gets really upset because they think that you didn't call a hit on purpose. This can really ruin the mood for a whole match or even the entire session. So whenever I can, I try to reduce the chances of this happening by just running a battle belt. Of course, you can absolutely run a chest rig or a plate carrier if you like carrying mags up top or you just want to look cool. But just keep in mind, you might not feel every hit as easily. Now onto the belt itself. Gas mags and pistols are really heavy, and these cheaper belts tend to sag, twist, or shift around when you're sprinting. They're just honestly not really designed to support that kind of weight. That's why I strongly recommend getting a good quality stiff belt that actually supports your loadout. I'm using the Haley Strategic D3 Battle Belt. It has plastic reinforcement for great rigidity, and the build quality is top notch and feels incredibly solid. But it wasn't a cheap purchase, and since I'm in Canada, I had to pay customs on top of that. A great alternative is the Agilite Magnetics belt. It's just as good, and if you're in Canada, you won't get hammered with custom fees. Starting from the right side of the belt, I'm running 2 grenade pouches, giving me quick access to grenades for clearing tight and awkward corners. These pouches are from a brand called I Do Gear on Amazon, and honestly, for the price, they're pretty good. Next is the Novritsch holster, mounted on a MROC Sport belt clip. I really like the setup. The draw is fast and consistent, but the only problem is that your pistol is very exposed, so expect it to get scratched up over time. For the rifle mags, I'm running 2 Haley Strategic rifle mag pouches with their MP2 plastic inserts. These inserts are very good at keeping the mag secure while also making it easy to re-index them without having to look down. And for the pistol mag pouches, I'm running 2 elastic pouches from Haley Strategic. They're pretty solid and hold the mag securely, but they're definitely harder to re-index compared to pouches with the Kydex inserts, since the elastic wants to collapse in on itself. Still very usable, but just a bit slower. You might notice that only one of the pistol pouches actually has a mag inside. That's intentional, because when I'm not playing at solo airsoft, where the rounds are very short and intense, I usually like to keep a speed loader in the second pouch instead. This helps to extend my playtime at longer fields such as urban ops or action airsoft. And that's the full loadout that can be consistent in CQB for 2025. Everything here earns its place. Nothing extra, nothing wasted. If you're building your own setup, pick what works for you and leave the rest. I'm also planning a follow-up video breaking down the clothing and protection that I run, since that's just as important for staying comfortable and effective. So stick around for that. I appreciate you for tuning in, and I'll see you in the next video.